ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Riding with Jonathan. I am your host, Jonathan Larson. Today we have Shawn Larson, venue manager from the district, with us. How are you doing, Shawn?
Hey, we're doing really good today, John. Appreciate you having me on. I'll tell you what, this is one heck of a ride. This
is different, isn't it?
It is.
The people watching, they can't tell, but you've probably never been this close to the front of a vehicle before while you've been driving.
No, it kind of reminds me if I'm driving in a bus. You know, you're sitting up front.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a different experience. So Shawn the district is, if you don't know, it's a venue, and they do a lot of different things there, and I'll let him explain a little bit more of what they do. We work sometimes together, but Shawn, what all do you offer at the district then?
We offer it's a big event space. So if you've never been, it's a 2-level facility. We got the balcony upstairs and the main floor downstairs. We have 2 operating bars. It was built and thought of to do a lot of concerts. So we've done a lot of concerts, but we've also transitioned into a lot of weddings, a lot of galas, a lot of fundraisers, private party, holiday parties. So we do it all. We stay busy all year round with everything, and it's great. So we do a little bit of everything, like I said, and we're in the thick of it right now this fall. So.
Yeah, and I know that because in the next 2 weeks I have 2 events at your facility.
Yes.
And so I'm looking forward to that. But also, I'm going to turn this corner here. Also, I want to say, as a venue manager, are you the contact person? Are you like the main guy that deals with this?
Yes. Yeah. So when if you give us a call, you'll talk to me first, or email, and I'll send back an email, and then we usually get together and we kind of discuss, what you have in mind, what you want to do. We go over all the details. We'll get you booked up. We'll find a date, and then from there the planning process begins. And you'll work with a couple of coordinators that we have on site too, that are great. Whitney and Addie do a great job. So yeah, but I'll be your point of contact right away for all these events. All the stuff that goes through me. It's a lot of fun. It's great meeting everybody right away, kind of seeing what they all want to do, and so that's basically what's going on with that.
The thing that you won't say, but I want people to know, is I've done quite a few events there, and Shawn is like the venue manager, but when you go to an event at night, he could be using a broom, he could be coordinating the bar, coordinating the food coming out. It's different than other venues where you deal with somebody about it, but then the night of the event they're not working or they're not there. This is totally different. At the district, from what I've seen, the person who needs to make it happen will be there, and that's Shawn.
Yeah.
You are there. So if something happens, you're like, oh, which always happens, we don't have enough space, or we need another table.
Yeah. You're
right there. It's not like, oh, we got to call somebody, or
exactly.
The dining room manager, somebody has no idea what's going on.
Yep.
And I think that's really nice that you're there. So from beginning to end.
Yeah. So that was kind of the first thing that we talked about when I started on is like the translation from the person that books it then to the person that's going to be doing your event. There's a lot of details that could be missed or forgotten. And we thought, let's work through this whole thing. So right from the time of the booking, I'm going to be there with you guys, at least to the start of the event and whatnot. But yeah, we thought that was a great idea. It was something different that I think a lot of clients that haven't experienced, and it also just adds more of a personal experience too. So you're going to be conversing with me on email, phone calls, we'll be planning meetings, and then you'll see my face there that day too. So, and that really makes everything kind of at ease for a lot of these clients, knowing that what's going on, and we're able to pivot day of. If we need to move things around, we just want to make sure that it's all ready to go for that evening. So we really like that. I like that concept. I think that's a lot easier. It's a lot easier for us, and it's a lot easier for our clients too. So
I really appreciate it, because I have never done an event where something hasn't come up and we've needed to contact somebody who's in charge or who can make the decision for us.
Yes.
And that's crucial. And
Yes.
you know, when I do these large fundraisers, that's big, but I can only imagine if you're having a wedding or something comes up at that time, that's a huge day, and you don't get any do-overs. That's what I tell my clients is you don't get a do-over, especially on your wedding day or a fundraiser. What happens, and you got to be prepared for everything.
Yes, and staffing's everything, and having good staff. We rely on really good staff. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, Addie and Whitney, so they're part of our team too. So with a lot of the weddings, and then now with the corporate events, you know, they're kind of handling a lot of weddings on their own now. Whereas in the corporate clients and the corporate parties, you know, they're sitting in with us. They're sitting in with us, and like I said, yeah, it's great. So they get to know everybody. So, and then they're right there. It works out. It does. We all enjoy it. So we all want to see it through. We all want to make sure it is their important day.
Yep.
We tell them, hey, this is the more. We might have 4 events this week, but we got to take each event into it and put all of our effort into each event so it turns out really well, because we want to see you guys come back. Like that's our biggest thing. It's like, you know, the repeat events and the repeat clients that we have a lot of those, so it's great.
You do, and I've been at venues, because I do this all over the country. I've been in venues, and you wouldn't think that they would care for repeat business, and they don't service people like that. They're just like, here's your space, good luck. If you need anything, here's a number to call, but nobody's going to answer. So
exactly,
I do appreciate your approach, because it doesn't matter how small or how big your event is.
Right.
You get that same personal care, and you're that rock star. It's your event. You get that space, so that's great.
Yeah.
You also, and I'll do it in another episode, but you have sound available. Like, you're set up for huge concerts, aren't you? I mean, so sound is not an issue. You're not going to get there and they're not going to tell you, well, we have speakers in the ceiling and there's a little dial. This is professional concert level sound that you guys can also produce.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the word professional is huge. And that's Adam Ellsworth with Molten Audio, who's partnered with us and is basically living in our venue. So they're able to do all of our events. So you book your event, we're talking AV, we get Adam looped in, he gets all the details, and so you don't have anything to worry about when it comes to AV, the sound, the microphones, the podium, the lighting, you know, things like that. A tech on site to make sure everything goes well, can troubleshoot everything. You can send them all of your details, they put it all into the Dropbox, they build up the program, they're ready for your day of event, and again, and the price too. The price is really good because it's all right there. So
there's no handling charge.
In
a way.
And you know what? We work with them so closely, so we know everybody. So we know all the guys. And you know, you come in, and if we got to answer a question, we got to go to them. We feel really comfortable with them. They feel really comfortable with us. It's awesome. It's a great addition to have. Adam does a phenomenal job over there. We love working with him and his staff. Carl over there too. So having AV services kind of built in with us is another great benefit for all of our clients.
All right. So the other question, this is 2-part, and I'll let you expound on it. You have an attached restaurant, and that provides food, and you can do it from them.
Yes.
Do you have to use them, or if you're saying, hey, we're having a wedding, but we want this caterer to come in, how does that work?
So they lease out our space, Rome does. They came in 2018, started a rebuild, and they're officially open in, I guess towards the end of 2019. And part of our contract with them is that they are the exclusive caterer with us. But if you haven't been over to Rome and tried out their food, I strongly recommend going over there, trying out their food. Go have some dinner, go have an experience over there. The food is amazing. It's a wood fire grill. You walk in and they got a rotisserie that's got the chicken on there going. Smells really nice in there. That's the first thing people usually come in. They're like, man, that smells awesome.
Yeah.
That's the catering. That's the food. That's what's going to be the food for that night. So if there's a lot of different things on their menu that they can do, you know, from pasta to tacos to, you know, the traditional brisket, chicken, pork, steak. salads, you name it, we got it. Breakfast items, we do. So we're able to accommodate a lot of different requests.
Okay.
So when people come in, they're like, hey, that is a question, what about outside catering? But here's the deal with outside catering and having that on site is now that they're on site, you don't have to worry about the caterer showing up late. You don't have to worry about the caterer coming in.
Exactly.
They're right there. From the first person that goes through the buffet line, we always say the last person will get the same experience as that first person goes, and that's on-site catering. So we'll make sure that nothing runs out. They do a great job. We can do plated or buffet. I'm talking the real plateware, so our water service is included. Banquet staff is included, so that's another huge thing. You don't have to worry about, hey, how many banquet staff do I got to get? Do I rent them? No, they're going to be there for you. They're going to make sure the plates are cleared. They're going to make sure the dinner's served. It's a full service aspect. I mean, I'm telling you, really, the only thing you have to worry about is what you got to do for your guests that night. And don't worry about the bar service, the catering, the setup, the AV, all of that stuff's handled. So it's really, really easy overall for everybody. So that's
and I can vouch for that because as what I do, I also oversee a lot of these events for people, and I'm the one going between my boss, and then also the kitchen staff or your staff or something like that. It is by far top notch. Now, I was having a conversation with one of your clients. We do a big high-end event, high-dollar event. They raise over $1 million. But the thing we were talking about was the meatloaf. They serve meatloaf, and you're like, why would you serve? You listed all these great things off, and why would you do meatloaf? But everybody tasted their meatloaf, and it was amazing,
phenomenal.
And so, and I'm not belittling meatloaf because we all love meatloaf in our own little way.
Mom's meatloaf.
Yeah.
The ketchup.
So if you can go to an event and this restaurant can provide meatloaf and make it seem like a high-end dish, that's pretty amazing.
It is.
That you can get something like that, because most people, they don't put meatloaf with the high-end entree. I don't think usually, not even in our part of the world, in the Midwest here. So,
well, and that's the thing. So with the catering, right? So it's not like you don't know what you're going to get yourself into before the event. So we get all of our clients in for a one-on-one tasting. So we bring them down over to the restaurant, we sit down with them, they try out some food. So
they can sample beforehand.
So we tried out the meatloaf. We kind of said, all right, just trust us here, but this is an option you can do. And they tried it out, and they were like, holy crap! That's something that we can do. It's something different, and it's something that they're not going to see at another event, because they all know, all the events are, the food is somewhat the same, and there's only so many different things you can do. So having the ability to switch it up and to do different things is really nice too, and to provide, like I said, meatloaf. It was really good. It was awesome, and that's just something unique that we can do differently. That's a nice client experience. So
all right. What else would you like to add to that? I mean, we talked about kind of what you do, the venue. What is your favorite part about it? What is your favorite aspect of your job that you do, would you say?
Honestly, just taking on, the clients. When we start looking at what's coming up on the calendar, we know the events. We start contacting them, we start scheduling the initial planning, getting everybody together. Everybody's excited, everybody's ready to go. That's so much fun. And then taking on new clients too, just seeing their experience and having them go after the fact, hey, we're looking at dates for next year. That was awesome. That's our best part, is just making, the overall from start to finish, and then to see them come back, we really like that. But the planning portion of it is a lot of fun. Really enjoy that part. So.
And you guys are really good at the communication. I mean, and that's what a lot of people, and if you do this a lot and you work with a lot of different venues and people, sometimes the communication isn't there. You feel like you got lost in the numbers or whatever. That's not the case, because like you mentioned earlier,
it's our priority. It's our priority. You email us, we're going to get back to you that day. We're going to get back to you right away. We're going to try to have an answer to you as quick as possible. We're going to try to make sure that, because that was on your thought when you emailed us. We want to make sure that stays in your thought before you leave at the end of the day. Again, customer service is where I kind of come from, so we want to make sure that everybody's taken care of, and communication's there. Communication is really key.
And I think in this day and age, it's not as important to some people. You notice, if you email somebody, sometimes it'll take them 2 or 3 days to get back.
Yeah.
And my philosophy is the same as yours. If somebody inquires about Larsen and Larsen, and I get that, I email them right away and say, hey, I got this. Can we set up a meeting? And they're shocked that I was able to get back to them. But all I have to do is let them know, hey, let's just get this initial thing going and see what we can do.
All right. I think even today, I think what was it, 12:30 right now? I think I've set up, probably 5 different appointments here in the next. It was just, the email aspect of it is huge, and we like to use email for, obviously answering all the questions, but let's set up time. Let's take a call. Let's get you down to the venue. Let's check things out. Let's make sure we get all of your answers.
And you have connections. You have connections with other rental agencies for linens and stuff like that, and decorations and uplighting and a whole slew of other things.
Everything. We work with Ideal Tent Rental. They do a great job with the linen program over there. When I first started, our linens that we had on the table, they might have been like 3 shades of black. Now with these guys, so you're going to get in there. You're going to get nice linens. You're going to get nice napkins. You're going to get some options to do it. Pipe and drape, the whole works, anything that you kind of need for your event. And that's something that we'll do for you too. So we'll make sure that all of that stuff is handled. Again, just less things that you got to worry about. Just let us know. We'll handle it. That's what we're here for. So, event planners too, those things. Getting across the board with them, meeting with them, checking things out. Aerialists in town, rentals, working with a lot of different DJs. A lot of people are like, hey, for music, what do you guys use? And we have a lot of recommendations for that. And then we also explain like what each one kind of brings to the table and what you can kind of do with it. For holiday parties, some certain companies kind of get out there and they'll do, casino nights if you want to do that. We got, game nights, do a carnival night, and then, of course, live entertainment, doing pianos, bands, things like that. So
you guys do a lot of dueling pianos, and I haven't been there yet for one, but I will be, because that is on my list of things to do. Also, finding first gear would be good. All right, so we're going to be wrapping it up. Is there anything else? We talked about a ton of information here. They're going to have to rewind it and watch it again, but it's a one-stop shop is what I'm getting with you guys. Great communication. You don't get a do-over, so it's best just to kind of go in the right direction. Just come to us. Go to our website, thedistrictsf.com. Check us out. There's photos of events on there. There's how to get in contact with us. And like I said, when you send that off, we're going to get back to you right away. And then we're going to schedule a call. We'll get you guys a quote, see if everything makes sense for you guys, and we'll kind of go from there. And then, the booking process is really, really easy. I think the hardest thing is finding dates, but, that's with everything. But if you book far enough in advance, because you'll take bookings a year or 2 in advance, won't you? Imagine we're in October. We're looking at next year's October already, and that's already starting to take shape. Now we're going to get into November here, and it's going to be the same thing for November. Everything's about a year out. So, but just come to us. Go to our website, thedistrictsf.com. Check us out. Fill out your inquiry. We'll get emailed over to me. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll start it going. And if you need a great auctioneer, I know one. I know one. That's awesome. We have worked together. We do enjoy working with each other. That's why I asked Shawn to come on this show with me, because I'm trying to help other nonprofits or people looking for venues, and so I'm just highlighting some of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on another show. Shawn, thank you for riding with Jonathan here and making it a good episode. I appreciate that. And we'll see you guys down the road. All right. Bye. See you guys.